Again, I really dislike seeing Romania in the international news. I'm really not used to it. I started my channel in order to talk about cultural things and international affairs. I didn't want to talk about my country, but everywhere I look, I get to see my country. Fox News, The Guardian, BBC. And now, I wake up today and my inbox messages are filled with Romanians. And they're saying, V, what's going on? Do we still have a democracy, V? I thought that the people have the right to vote, but apparently, what happens when the people vote incorrectly? Like, there is an institution out there that protects the people from their own vote. How do you explain this, V? What's going on? And so I gotta say, I'm not so wise in order to understand the machinations and the inner workings of my government. Like, these are things way above my pay grade. But what I do know is that there is a man, there is one human being that understands this perfectly. You see, in Romania, there is the myth, the legend, Cristian Tudor Popescu. And this is the most brilliant mind of our time. Like, the United States has probably tried to organize several Operations Paperclip in order to steal him from us. The Russians also probably tried to steal him from us, but no. He's a patriot. He's a Romanian. And so whenever there's a controversy, regardless of the issue, you can tell that Cristian Popescu not only has the correct take, but the moral take as well. Like, if you're an atheist and you don't believe in church, all you gotta do is to read what Cristian Tudor Popescu say, and he will make you into a decent human being. And so I wanted to see what he has to say about the Constitutional Court of Romania deciding that not one, but two people are not allowed to run for election, right? Like, they're too dangerous to allow the public to vote for them. And so I've read what he says, and apparently he created an entirely new school of thought. That's how brilliant this man is. Like he created an entire new government system that we as Romanians now have to believe in. Because you see, the old school of thought about democracy is that the people are the ones that decide. Like, in a nation, the people govern, right? Like, this is the concept of democracy, but apparently, this is an old concept. It's a toxic concept. We don't do this anymore. Cristian Tudor Popescu explains, like right here, that if you thought that the will of the people is the strongest thing in a democracy, you're wrong, right? What really is supreme in a nation is the Constitution. Ay, sa muerto. You didn't think about that, right? Oh my goodness. See, I told you, he's absolutely brilliant. So, like, the Constitution über alles, right? In fact, I don't know why we don't worship it yet. So in the United States of America, right, the Constitution is for the people, to the people, probably not by the people, because the people shouldn't have a say in it. So, according to Mr. CTP, if a person has negative takes about the European Union or has negative takes about NATO or whatever, then they cannot run for president because they don't align with the Constitution. With the only exception, if you're asking for censorship. Like, if you're asking for censorship, even though it goes against the Constitution, that's not a problem. That's actually a good thing, right? Like, censorship is the cornerstone of a civilized society. Maybe, that article in the Constitution that guarantees freedom of speech, like, maybe it's not as important as the other ones, like the European Union, for instance, right? So it just can take a back seat. Or maybe Cristian Tudor Popescu just hasn't thought about it as far. Look, I'm not blaming him. Like, the man had to come up with an entirely new political system in a couple of days, right? So give him some break. I mean, he is a brilliant mind, but even he has his limits, right? So anyway, the idea is that, yes, people have a right to vote, but they don't have a right to vote for any person that has at any time said something negative about the Constitution. And we have an institution that protects the people from their own vote. Does that make any sense? Again, it's like in the United States when Trump had negative takes about NATO, like he said that if the member states don't pay their fair share in NATO, then America will pull out of NATO, then the Supreme Court, like Clarence Thomas, should have forbade Trump to win. Because if they would have allowed Trump to run for president, the people could have voted incorrectly. That's madness, right? Like allowing the people. It's insane. So you have a mature institution that basically protects me from my vote. Because you gotta understand the way it works, right? When I go on the internet, I get exposed to mis and disinformation. And my brain is just too idiot. It's the brain of an imbecile. Like, I don't know what's right from wrong. I don't know what's correct from incorrect, right? But there are people out there that work at the Constitutional Court of Romania, which are far more enlightened than me. They have the superhuman ability. They're above the people, and they're able to tell fact from fiction, right? Like, they're able to bypass. Like, they know exactly what is Russian information, what is Russian disinformation, what is the correct thing. Like when those people go and buy a car, they never buy a wrong car, you know, because like the car salesman can't bamboozle them. When they make a bank loan, they never make a wrong decision because like they can't be bamboozled. Like, these are superhumans. They seem to know the truth, whatever it is. And so they look at the people that run for office, and they basically tell the people, you're allowed to vote for this guy, you're allowed to vote for this guy. This woman, you're not allowed to vote for her. This man, not allowed to vote for him, right? And so they're safeguarding the Constitution. What I find interesting is that when we joined the European Union, we had to modify the Constitution. Like, how did that take place? I don't know if Mr. Cristian Tudor Popescu is aware of that. Or I didn't read any articles when that happened. Like, how do you modify the Constitution? The United States of America, like, had several amendments on the Constitution. How did they manage to do it, huh? Like, are there situations where the Constitution can get modified? And if so, how? Because apparently, the Constitution now is not just like a law. No, it's something sacred. It's something that cannot be even raised into question. It's not even up for debate. Now the way I thought, like, again, I'm a little bit dumb here, you know, my knowledge that I learned from law school back in the day does not apply to the modern democracy that Mr. Cristian Tudor Popescu has. And when I was back in the day, I was like, okay, so the Constitution can actually be changed, but it needs an overwhelming amount of votes. So, like, if you have 3/4 of the people in a nation, and you need a referendum, you need an overwhelming majority in the parliament, like, there's safeguards and systems in place to make sure that if you have a president that just wants to pull you out of NATO, by himself, he can't do it. But again, I was wrong. Like, apparently, this guy, Georgescu, was like a shaman. You know, he communed with the Zamolxis. He could have channeled the power of the ancient ones. And if he was elected, he would have casted his magical spells. And even though, like, the system we have don't allow for a president to change the Constitution, no. He would have done everything. He would have pulled us out of NATO, pulled us out of the European Union, probably aligned with Putin and invaded Brussels. I don't fucking know. Anything is on the table now. So I'm really glad that the Constitutional Court exists, that they managed to summon their powerful magics in order to stop this Romanian version of Rasputin. That was my understanding. But apparently no, like, apparently now, if anyone disagrees with the Constitution for whatever reason, they can't become president. Probably they can't be elected as a senator, because, again, like, this just opens the door for future safeguarding, for future fortification of the elections, right? So, like, the next time we have parliamentary elections, I guess the Constitutional Court can review every single party with every single person on every single list in order to make sure that the people don't vote incorrectly. I love Cristian Tudor Popescu. He's amazing. He doesn't like Georgescu, but I think he liked Iliescu. In my opinion, Iliescu was a little bit worse than Georgescu, but our country managed to survive not 1, not 2, but 3 terms of Iliescu. And we're still here. But for some reason, I understand that if Georgescu managed to get in, then he couldn't have been impeached. Nothing, like the entire nation would have been destroyed. Okay. Well, we're really happy that the Constitutional Court saved Romania from its own people. I wonder if the Americans will agree with this new school of thought. Like, how should we call it? Do we call it democracy novo? Novo democracy, right? The new democracy. Managed democracy, I think that also sounds great. Managed democracy, right? Where, again, Up until now, the Constitutional Court, and this is for the first time in Romanian history, they decided that two people aren't allowed to run. Normally, the only reason why someone can't run for president in my country is if they're mentally ill, so like they're mentally impaired, or if they committed a crime and then have a definitive conviction where a judge basically says you're not allowed to run for office. Like that can be the case. But the Constitutional Court decided, no, like these two people, they don't have any convictions, but we can't allow them to run. We can't, because if they run, the people may actually vote for them, right? Like that's the consequence. And so a new system was created by Cristian Tudor Popescu. But, you know, I just don't like the new. I don't like the new things. I'm a little bit conservative. I'm a little bit more stuck in the old ways because the new things, sometimes they just don't work. Sometimes the new things are just not fit for purpose. So what I suggest is we use an old system that is tried and true. I suggest that we crown Ursula von der Leyen emperor. No, I'm not even kidding, right? Like, at the end of the day, I haven't voted for Ursula von der Leyen, right? So let's just drop the charade, you know, like, we crown her emperor. And once every 5 years, she sends governors to the regions from the European Union, right? Like, kind of like the Romanian Fanariot regime, you know, like, those were great. The Fanariot times, like, Romanians know what I'm talking about. It's kind of like that, right? Like, she anoints a governor once every 5 years. And this way, the Romanian people can't vote incorrectly. They can't make mistakes anymore. Right? Like, she would never vote for someone that's pro-Russian or anything like that, right? So, like, she just anoints a governor once every 5 years who governs here, and then, you know, we review. And the European Council should be called the aristocrats. Or maybe, you know, like aristocrats isn't good. It makes people think of medieval time, oppression. Let's call them commissars. J.D. Vance called them commissars, right? Let's call them commissars. Because I understand there's a lot of problems with fascism, Nazism in Germany. Like, we got xenophobia, we got anti-Semitism. Who better to fight all of these than the communists? Like, no ideology on earth is better armed at fighting fascism than communists, right? So, like, we should embrace that. Like, why try to run from it? Why try to hide from it, right? Like, we're not capable of fighting fascism. We need, like, strong, decent communists in charge so that they can keep us safe from those evil fascist bigots. And through their wisdom, their bureaucracy, they can save us from throwing the bottle caps away, right? So, like, they create systems to improve our life because, again, like, the citizen is an imbecile, is a moron. He's like a child, right? So you need to constantly legislate and push bureaucracy into his life in order to make sure that he doesn't make mistakes. So, for instance, the EU bottle cap is one of those examples where the bottle cap is firmly attached to the bottle so that the person can't accidentally throw it on the ground anymore. Maybe we can take away people's vehicles. Well, why do people need to drive? People are stupid. They do accidents, right? They do car crashes. Like, everyone should use public transport. We should take away paper cash as well. And people are stupid, you know? They may misplace their wallet. They may get pickpocketed. Like, everything should be online. Just online transactions, right? So, like, this is the purpose of the European Union. To just constantly legislate every single aspect of your life. Make sure that they go online and they remove posts that they don't like. Again, people often post damn things that shouldn't be posted. So, like, it should be like a mother. You know, when I think about the European Union, I think like a mother that just cares about me, loves me, but doesn't know who I am. Because I'm just a number, you know? I'm like citizen number and my social security number. But no, you know, all jokes aside, no, like, this is an interesting thing. I love it. So the way democracy is, it's not the will of the people, it's the Constitution. Right? And anyone that disagrees with the Constitution should not be allowed to run. Ever. And we need to have a body that's elected by politicians, because the Constitutional Court in Romania is elected by politicians that are part of political parties with political ideologies and political ambitions, right? And they name the people that go into the Constitutional Court. And those people get to decide which person agrees with the Constitution, which person disagrees with the Constitution, right? Again, the interesting thing is that everyone is focused on Georgescu. Like, this is what people are hyper-focused on now. the reality is like, what will happen 5 years from now? What will happen 10 years from now? What is the relationship between Romania and the United States? Because I hope that the next president from Romania, as I mentioned before, is going to be a very charismatic guy, very intelligent, very cunning, that is going to be able to explain to the Trump administration the type of new democracy we have invented. And hopefully, they can bring Mr. CTP, right, Cristian Tudor Popescu, to explain to J.D. Vance that, look, here in Europe, we still have democracies, just like we added a little extra. We had like our own version of it. And then, maybe J.D. Vance is going to say, yeah, you guys definitely share our values, and, right? Interesting. Let me know what you guys think. And as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.